Water is life. It is the key for progress and prosperity. Water is a scarce resource. The Soviet Union increased the area under irrigation from 4 million hectares to around 8 million hectares. Thousands of kilometers of channels were dug in the desert. Water from then on was used for growing cotton, rice, maize, and other produce.
Despite the increase in productivity, there was a need for expanding the agricultural land. This led to an increase in water consumption. It is estimated that 90% of the surface water of the rivers Amodaya and Sirdaya are used for irrigation, and this water is taken out of the water circulation as it is used for plants and for the people.
Aufgenommen und fehlt dem großen Wasserkreislauf.
Cotton generates big cash revenues. It is exported and appreciated in the world market. But at the same time, it consumes large quantities of water. The irrigation schemes in Central Asia were constructed in the 50s and 60s, while the Aral Sea area was about 67,000 square kilometers in size. Today, 90% of the Aral Sea has disappeared. This is no surprise. The consequences of intensive irrigated agriculture were already known about at a time when plans were made for the construction of the irrigation scheme. No doubt people living in the area and in the region are facing a catastrophe. Health problems, child mortality, biodiversity degradation, salt dust transport from the dry bed of the sea, loss of pastures, fisheries, wetlands. The livelihood for the people living around the Aral Sea is at stake.
There are enough water resources in the region, but they are not distributed regularly over the year. It is therefore a question for the 5 countries, if we include Afghanistan, for the 6 countries of the Amodaya and Sirdaya of the Aral Sea basin, how to distribute the water resources for the highest possible benefits of all countries.
Using existing water resources is one of the biggest challenges for the region. People need to be supplied with drinking water, with water for irrigation. They need water for life. Traditions and civilization go hand in hand. Prosperity and progress is unthinkable without an affordable and reliable water supply. This is where the Executive Committee for the International Fund for Saving the Aral Sea comes into the picture.
IFAS is a unique organization because it is organized by 5 presidents of 5 Central Asian states. There is no one organization where during all this time all 5 presidents say whatever are the political changes, we belong to this organization. IFAS is our organization.
On April 28, 2009, the presidents of the 5 Central Asian states met in Almaty to discuss and agree on joint activities with regard to the future of the Aral Sea basin. The Executive Committee of IFAS was tasked to design the Aral Sea Basin Program number 3.
We will build up new trustful environment among ourselves within ECIFAS within the regional organizations, among regional organizations and national institutions, and our partners from outside.
EC-IFAS does not stand alone in the region. IFAS also consists of other organizations like the Scientific Information Center of ICWC in Tashkent, the Basin Water Organization for the Sur Darya, also in Tashkent, as well as the Basin Water Organization for the Amu Darya in Urgench. The various departments together manage the flow of water in the rivers and channels. More than 1,000 employees are engaged in this task. It is a gigantic and difficult undertaking. The EC-IFAS also has branches in all member countries. IFAS has existed since 1993. At EC-IFAS headquarters in Almaty, staff members of the Executive Committee are working together with international consultants. They come from all member countries. They are all water resources specialists. They have been working on the preparation of the Aral Sea Programme number 3. Priority areas of the ASBP3 are integrated water resources management, environmental protection, socio-economic development, and legal issues. The overall objective of ASBP3 is to use existing water resources in the region more effectively.
If we take into account the new challenges which coming from the, for example, climate change, which coming from, for example, from the population growth and the scarcity of water resources. I don't mean only the Aral Sea.
Regular consultations with the donor community took place over a period of 1 year. The objective was to develop new ideas and approaches for the ASBP3.
All donors recognise that the management of the water and energy resources in the region, which are intertwined, if they are managed in a more effective way, they have the potential to unlock huge opportunities for development and economic growth in the region. Everybody understands this.
EC-IFAS met at its headquarters with representatives of USAID, GTZ, European Union, World Bank, Swiss Development Cooperation, and the UN system, including the UN Economic Commission for Europe.
It's exactly the way how the program should be developed. Countries provided their ideas, and donors consider them also, and they are working together in order to develop the very good quality of the project proposals, or let's say the program.
The mission of EC-IFAS is to ensure regional cooperation and is primarily to coordinate projects of donors and governments in the region. It also serves as a platform for dialogue. No doubt progress has been made through previous programs. The water in the northern part of the Aral Sea has returned. Hope was not in vain. After many years, fishermen return to the Aral Sea and prepare their old boats for new seasons.
And IFAS is exactly one of those strong regional organisations, which is why we're looking at the moment to support it, because the development of the Aral Sea programme will be a vehicle to carry that whole agenda forward of managing the water resources in the region.
Donors are assisting partners in the region to use the water more effectively. Channels, for example, here, 50 kilometers away from Samarkand, Uzbekistan, were rehabilitated. Another example is the Aral Dam in Kazakhstan.
It is also important that donors are not only seen as grant providers, but also as partners who contribute ideas. If the ideas are feasible, this is another question. But the idea of installing a donor support group is, from my point of view, very important, and it will be crucial for the future of IFAS.
It is clear, donors, governments and civil society should come together. Only in dialogue can common ground be found. It is in the interest of all people of Central Asia to meet the challenges of dealing with the scarce water resource. Projects and programs have to be designed to improve living standards. Serving the people of Central Asia is the motto of EC IFAS. The Aral Sea Basin Programme 3 is a joint effort of the donor community, the governments of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan and the civil society. It is a vision for the future, a blueprint for development, peace and prosperity.